Somebody is asking me what is the concept behind eyes on the street. So in order to answer this question, let me tell you a story. And for that, we need to go back a bit. Hi, I'm Shubhojit. I'm an architect and urban designer. So in order to tell you the answer of this question that was being asked, let me go back to the 1900s. So in the beginning of 1900s, American cities were growing exponentially. And there were a lot of streets and a lot of urban design, urban infrastructure projects to be precise, were conceived and were being executed. The man behind all these executed projects was none other than Robert Moses, one of the most prominent town planner or city planner of that time, and he was a very notable public figure. And he was called the master builder of New York. So the story goes like this. Lomax, or Lower Mid-Manhattan Expressway project, was a 10-lane superhighway project connecting Long Island to New Jersey. It was a brainchild of Robert Moses. So this project was devastating and eradicating all the communities that are coming up on its path. So there was one such lady, Jane Jacobs, who was a journalist by profession, revolted against this sort of massive project. And she also mobilized a lot of people to join in the protest. So she is the one who put forward this concept and taking human first approach. And she published this book called The Life and Death of Great American Cities, where she talked about the concept of eyes on street. In that book itself, she also talked about 4 major points that are population density, mixed use, old buildings and short blocks. So what are these 4 points? So by population density, what she wanted to mean is a space or a public area should have a diversity in terms of the population that is staying there. Secondly, mixed use. She always encouraged mixed use sort of development rather than sectorial development where a space should have individual functions. Then old buildings. She also emphasized on the fact that old buildings play an important part because the old buildings becomes a landmark, and it also favors a lot of diverse range of people who are staying there. Third, short blocks. What does she mean by short blocks is that whenever there are larger blocks, people don't prefer to walk on the street. Rather, short blocks encourage people movement and enhances a term that she called as permeability within the urban scape. Thus, she wanted to mean by that there is a passive policing. Thus, she proposed this term called permeability. What she wanted to mean is the porousness of the space, which will encourage people's movement, people activity on the street, and thus there will be a lot of safety within the street itself, and the public space will have a lot of activity, and that in turn will also activate the space where people are there. Apart from that, there are other elements and ideas of city that this book talks about, and this book talks about street and sidewalks, how they should be designed so that there is a mutual interaction of the people while walking through the streets or while gazing on the street. Then she also talks about level of cities. By level of cities, she wanted to mean the street, the districts and the cities. She says that these 3 components are intertwined, interconnected with each other. Street connects with the district and the districts connects with the city. So this whole network combined together forms the notion of a city. The third is a diversity. So diversity means a lot of people staying together, having a lot of engagement with the public space where they're staying together. So this sort of diversity brings about a lot of diverse range of activities within the street, which in turn activates the streetscape itself. The fourth is the city performance. So Jane Jacobs also talks about these concepts where the city should provide its citizens with subsidized housings, and other facilities that would encourage people to stay and work within the city. Now you can understand this simple concept of eyes on the street beholds a lot much deeper ideas and knowledge within. Throughout the whole journey of urban studies, we will be dealing with a lot of stories and a lot of theories that talks about all these concepts. And in the next videos also we'll be making up a lot of concepts related to the urban studies, and hopefully you guys like the video.